Today we are going to be posting totals from journals that we've used so far in this chapter to a general ledger in 12-6 work together problem. It is found on page 302 of the textbook. And you're also going to need your special journals from the previous sections of this chapter: the sales journal, the purchases journal, cash receipts journal, and cash payments journal work together problems. So why don't you pause and pull them out. We are first going to post the totals from the sales journal. That was the 12-3 work together problem. There are several total accounts in the sales journal. There's an accounts receivable debit column, a sales credit column, and a sales tax payable credit column. You can post them in any order. I just chose to do the sales one first. So on October 31st, from Sales Journal, page 10, S10, there was a credit total of $6,960. Now I make a mistake and put it in the debit column. Please do not make the same mistake. It should not go in the debit column. It should go in the credit column because it says that it is a credit total. Therefore, the number that you get right now is going to be found by adding the previous balance of $233,335 to $6,960 rather than subtracting them, and you will get a credit balance of $226,375. No, that's not right. That's if you subtract them. You get a balance of $240,295. We are then going to post the accounts receivable total. And notice I put the account number in parentheses under the sales credit column. Doesn't go in the post draft column because then there would be several needed for that column. In the accounts receivable column from the sales journal on the 31st, S10, we have a debit balance of $7,377.60. Since it already has a debit balance in the accounts receivable ledger, we add this amount because it's a debit transaction. And we end up getting $1,733.34 in the debit column. I'm sorry that you cannot see this. I will shift this up further in the video. And once again, you take the number of the accounts receivable ledger and you put it in parentheses underneath that column. Finally, we have the sales tax payable credit that we need to put in the sales tax payable column. If you pause it here, you can see the accounts receivable stuff that you weren't able to see before. It is a credit value of $417.60. So I put that in the credit column since there is already a zero balance there because of those slashes, and sales tax payable is a liability and has a credit balance. We put that value right in the credit column. The account number for sales tax payable general ledger is 2,140. That needs to be put into parentheses underneath that in the sales journal. We then need to record the totals from the purchases journal, which are found in the 12-1 work together problem. purchases journal. In the final column of the purchases journal, it describes that purchases are debited and accounts payable are credited. We are not going to be posting accounts payable to accounts payable ledgers aside from the sales tax payable. We will do that at a further date. So therefore, we will only do the purchase debit. So in the purchases column, that's the very bottom of the ledger form. Once again, you cannot see it. Now you can. On the 31st, it was a debit transaction of $11,818.40. Since there's already a debit balance there, we're going to take the previous debit balance, and we're going to add this debit amount. I'm going to just check that I typed it correctly. And I end up getting $118,378. Since this came from the purchase journal, I need to put P, and the page in the purchase journal it came from was 10 in the post-ref column. And I also need to write the account number of the purchases ledger in parentheses on the first half of that last column, because the second half of that last column is going to be used once we post in the accounts payable for the second half of the transaction. The third special journal that we are going to post totals from is going to be the cash payments journal, which was the 12-2 work together problem. Or no, we'll do the cash receipts journal first. The cash receipts journal has four different ledgers that are affected: accounts receivable, sales, sales tax payable, and cash. We are first going to do the accounts receivable. We might as well go in order. It's on the 31st. It is a credit amount of $6,360. Since it has a normal debit balance, we need to subtract them. You will find that we will end up with a negative number. Therefore, we will end up with a credit balance, which is not normal for an accounts receivable asset account, but it is what it is in this situation. It was from the cash receipts journal, CR, page 12, and the account number 1,130 needs to be written in parentheses underneath the column. Then we'll do the sales credit. So go to your sales ledger, put the 31st again. It is a credit amount of $18,320. It's from cash receipts journal, page 12. And normal credit balance, so we add those values. We need to take the account number and put it in parentheses underneath the sales credit column. Next, we'll post the sales tax payable total. That is $1,099.20. So in the sales tax payable ledger, $1,099.20. Sales tax payable is a liability, so it has a credit balance normally, so we're going to add those credit entries and end up with $1,516.80 as our total. We then need to write CR12 in our post-ref column because it came from the cash receipts, page 12. And the ledger number of 2,140 needs to be written underneath. Finally, we have the cash debit. So in the cash general ledger, we were at the 31st. It's from CR, page 12. It is a debit amount of $25,779.20. And we're going to add those values since they're both debit values. and get a debit balance. CR page 12 and account number 1110 in parentheses. And then finally we're going to do the cash payments journal totals found in the 12-2 work together problem. There are two special columns that we're going to use, the accounts payable debit and the cash credit. The general ones have already been recorded in their subsidiary ledgers. So we have an accounts payable debit. We're not going to record accounts payable in this assignment, so therefore we're going to skip that just like we did in the purchases journal. And then we are going to record our cash debit, total of $18,704.16. It is on the cash payments journal, page 15 on the 31st. It is a credit amount because remember cash payment, cash goes down. So $18,704.16. We're going to subtract those values since you have a normal debit balance. And we're going to end up with $20,310.62 in the debit column. We then need to take our account number, put it in parentheses under that column, 1,110. That concludes the 12-6 work together problem of recording totals to a general ledger. Your next job is to work on the on your own problem. Once you finish that, then you may begin your homework. Check the checklist on Edmodo for more information. Thank you.